so the mindfulness can really help interpersonally as well as with some of the organizational stuff and the productivity stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have a definition of mindfulness?
Yeah. There's lots of them.
Okay.
So the really famous one comes from John Kabat-Zinn, and he is noted for saying paying attention in the present moment on purpose and non-judgmentally.
I like that.
So when you're petting the cat, or go to a non-work thing, or if your cat comes to work, when you're petting a cat, pet the cat. And when you're, writing a blog, write a blog. So you're not checking Facebook, you're not worried about what's for dinner, worried about the commute home, so that whatever the task at hand is, the body calms down when you say, I know I'm not going to forget any of that important stuff that I need to know, but right now I'm writing a blog or running a meeting or whatever it is that you're doing. And then so that's one definition. Awareness, present moment awareness is another one. It's a sensory. What are 3 things that you hear? What are 5 things that you see, or taste or feel? So that's another one. And then Ellen Langer, who's a Harvard psychologist, I really love her take on it. She talks about sort of being awake and that there's mindlessness and mindfulness. The example she gave, it's an old one because we don't really do this anymore, but she gives an example of using a credit card at a store. And the worker says, oh, you forgot to sign your credit card. So Ellen takes it and signs it. Then the worker has her sign the receipt, right? But we don't do that anymore, right? Because we're paperless usually. But it's a great example. So Ellen signs the card, signs the receipt in front of the worker. The worker picks up the card to look at Ellen's signature on the back, and then picks up the receipt to see if it matches. Right? That's
every day. I run into this stuff every day, Carol.
Yes. Yeah. So her thing is, there's different opinions too with the mindfulness definition of, some people say that it's about single tasking. Like what I was just describing, pet the cat when you're petting the cat, right? And I look at those as practices. So what I had you do in the beginning of writing something down or taking a breath, those are the practice part of it. And then there's the formalness of it. And so when you are paying attention in the present moment on purpose and non-judgmentally, it does take practice to do that. And the practicing can come from, that's why usually it starts with self-focus. So the breathing is a really big thing in mindfulness, paying attention to your breath, so that you use yourself as the subject and notice the breath without saying, oh my gosh, it's shallow, without judging it. Or, ooh, I must be really tight. I haven't been breathing deeply. Like suspending the judgment around what you're noticing. That's a huge, huge, huge piece. Did that answer the question about what it is?